MartiniInTheMorning.com. Stephen Bogart calling in just a couple minutes. We'll talk more about Bogart's Gin and all things Bogart and the call. It's Martini in the Morning. Harry Nielsen. MartiniInTheMorning.com. Appropriately enough, Harry Nielsen song that was made famous by the movie Casablanca. And as it turns out, on the other end of the telephone line is Stephen Bogart. Good morning, Stephen.
Morning, as it turns out, huh?
Yeah.
It's just by a metamorphosis.
I have to tell you, and I have to bring you up to speed on a little bit of the conversation that's been going on this morning. About a week ago, I approached our friend Daniel Ponsky, who's a master bartender, and I said, hey, let's do something for Thanksgiving week. And we planned on doing it today. And then we discover Bogart Gin, and so I called Daniel. He has been in the middle of a Bogart binge. He's gone out. He's trying to buy up his 500 favorite movies, and at the top of them, how many Bogart movies do you have so far?
Oh man, I got about 6 or 7 of them right now.
Yeah. And he just you watched
Key Largo
last night. So this is all happened very organically. But what's also happened here is that we've all gotten quite. What did you say? Legless. Legless. What does legless mean?
It means you can't walk. You're falling over because you're legless.
Right. So the binge has been with the movies and the gin.
Exactly. So Stephen, welcome to Martini in the Morning. I'm just Jonathan has given us a little bit of the background. How does it feel to be in the gin business?
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, my father, of course, was a gin martini drinker, and so when we met Jonathan and we met JP and we got together with them, it seemed like the perfect people. After, as you well know, John Paul DeJoria started Patron Tequila.
Right.
So we figured that would be a good bed to sleep in. And when we met Jonathan, that just kind of sealed the deal between the two of them. They're pros. They know what they're doing. And the gin, because of its kind of singular way of making it, is really, really, according to gin drinkers, a fantastic gin. So all in all, the whole thing, it comes down to the product.
I just had my first sip of a classic dirty martini with Bogart's Gin. It's fabulous. Daniel has on the spot here this morning has created four gin cocktails using Bogart's Gin. And as I told Jonathan earlier, Stephen, we weren't gin drinkers because the old-fashioned gins, the gins that were in style in the 60s and 70s, were a little, overly botanical. But this is a fabulous gin.
Look, I'm not really a drinker, but the last time I had gin was in West Berlin. in 1966. When I was 18, and I remember I went there with a bunch of guys who went all around Europe that summer, and we were in Berlin, and nobody had any money. So the cheapest thing you could get were shots of gin.
Right.
Now, shots of gin are not good. This gin, shots of this gin is good. Shots of that gin was not so good. So we would have shots of gin, and then eat peanuts afterwards to mask the taste. But so that's my last. Needless to say, the next day I was loaded. But that's my only experience with gin. But now I come to this, and I actually did taste it. As I said, I'm not a drinker, but it really tasted good. And the juniper, I guess, is what's really key, and it really comes out. So. I guess it's totally. My point is, it's totally different than the gin that I drank back in 1966. I would think, even though Queen Victoria was drinking this gin back then, and she lived to 101. So the bottom line to the story is, drink this gin, and you'll live a long life.
Hey, so Stephen, we have to ask we have to ask a couple Bogart questions. You do have that famous name, but the first question that I always ask somebody who has famous parents, as you do obviously, is it a blessing or a curse?
Well, when you're young, you think it's a curse, but then as you grow up and you realize that all the stuff that people have to go through in their lives all around the world, I mean, of course it's a blessing. I was just talking to my wife. I just got married last week.
Oh, congratulations.
A week ago Saturday, Carla's met her. Jonathan has met Carla. She's a wonderful girl. And we were talking about that, and, I've been incredibly lucky my whole life. So I don't buy it's so difficult and it's such a curse. I mean, I guess if you let it can be, but it really isn't.
Hey, by the way, Stephen, congratulations on your marriage, and I hope you'll be as happy as I thought I would be.
Well, they say the third time's the charm, so I got to figure that this one is the charm.
Stephen, this is Miriam. I'm the second banana here on the show.
She's the second banana on the show,
Stephen.
yes.
I must say that you sound a little bit like your dad, which is fabulous. Anyone ever tell you that?
I can't hear you.
Did anyone ever tell you that you sound like your father?
I don't think so. I'm not. I'm not sure. Well, then I'll take that to heart.
Miriam, you still have to speak into the microphone. We'll pull it over this way.
So sorry,
There
Stephen.
you go.
It's your
If Mother
Stephen,
Miriam says you sound like your father, it's gospel. Take it as
you
gospel.
do. You sound a bit like him, and it's wonderful because we're a big fan.
Thank you very much.
When you are out and about, do people approach you with questions about your parents?
No. My friends don't do. No, my friends don't do that, obviously, and people don't know who I am, really. I mean, thankfully, I can go anywhere, and nobody knows who I am. So I take that as a very, very much a positive.
Stephen, your mom was just the most fabulous, fabulous lady, and it made us feel so bad because I know she just passed away recently. She is like one of the... God, I don't know what the word is for her, but she was absolutely fabulous.
Royalty. I mean, she was. Lauren Bacall was royalty, and not just in the movie business. She was royalty. I mean, is that?
But she was like everybody's woman. You listen to her, you watch her, and I could.
No,
be like
you were
her.
like everybody's woman, but that's
true too.
that's another issue.
Yes, that is another issue.
Stephen, listen, we appreciate you taking the time to visit with us this morning, and. If you had to pick one of your father's movies as a maybe not what the public thought was the biggest thing he ever did, but what's of all the movies he did, what's the one that touches you the most?
Touches me the most. The one I like the most is Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Wow.
I love that movie. I think it's great. I think the fact that my father worked with John Huston on the movie,
Right.
And he didn't know whether he should do it. I remember the story about him going to his manager, Sam Jaffe, at the time when he was off at the park, and saying, "Sam, should I do this? I'm a star now, and I get killed, and I'm taking a lesser role." To the brilliant Walter Huston. And Sam said, "Look, Bogey, you've got to do it. John is your best friend. He's not going to make the movie without you, and he wants to work with his father." And so my father did the movie, and it turned out, John Huston did 2 awards for it, and Walter Huston won an award for it, and Academy Award. And so that story plus just the movie itself is my favorite of his.
Stephen, thank you for spending some time with us, but thank you most of all for gin. We appreciate. We're really glad you decided to get into the gin business because this is really good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's a real pleasure to have you on the air. MartiniInTheMorning.com, playing movie songs and drinking songs and drinking, too. It's Martini in the Morning with our master bartender, Daniel Ponsky, from both Vitello's and the Tunnel Bar at Tipple and Brine.
Emphasis on the master bartender, baby.
Master bartender. And Jonathan Kendrick from... now, you live here in the... grab the mic there. Sorry, we're one mic short of professional.
I've moved to LA. I brought my whole family over because we've launched our alcohol, a new alcohol range, and we're launching a new mobile thing called Rock Mobile. So I've had to come over here and start them all up with John Paul.
You like the weather better over there or over here?
No, the weather's great. The traffic drives me nuts, but the weather's great.
The traffic is definitely an acquired. No, it's not an acquired taste. You never get used to it. Yes, Mother Mary.
I just want to tell the ladies that John Paul is John Mitchell products.
Paul Mitchell.
I mean, Paul Mitchell products.
Yes.
So you can put the two together.
Right, you can drink while you shampoo your hair.
That's exactly right. Two recession-proof things.
Exactly.
Beautify while you beautify.
This so Daniel, talk about this tequila because we just out of respect to your partner who owns Patron.
I'm a big fan of Patron. People love Patron. Patron has been a standard.
I know. It seems like
excellence
every
in tequila
bar
over the last 25 years or so.
Yeah, it seems like every good bar there's a bottle of Patron in like
in every good bar there's a bottle of empty Patron.
Yeah, but it's always in a kind of a spotlighted position in the bar. You know,
well, it's a gorgeous bottle. I mean, the inflections in the glass have really it's eye candy when you look at it, and it's delightful when you drink it. But a lot of people are turned off with tequilas. They think they're too abrasive, they're too bold. And like I said, what we love to do is take nouveau-style twists on things and, give people a different elevated perspective on when it comes to having a cocktail. So we've taken the Patron Reposado. Mm-hmm. We've hit it with a little bit of ginger syrup, house-made ginger syrup, a sweet vermouth, which is the Coqui Vermouth de Torino, which is a little more of a chocolatey sweet vermouth. Shaking it hard, throwing it over some ice, hit it with a splash of soda, and garnished it with some green stuff, lime zest.
Lime zest.
It's really light and it's clean and it's got just a just that familiar seasonal bite to it when you have ginger and tequila go together like peanut butter jelly.
Mother Miriam is chomping
get
at the
down
bit.
on it, girl.
Cheers,
Get down on it, girl.
Cheers.
Jonathan,
This is the last we will see of the Mother Miriam. We are now in.
Jonathan? No.
I'm Daniel.
Daniel.
See, it
How
works.
good the Bogart Gin
I
is.
told you it works.
Loving this.
Are you loving that?
See,
Can you save some?
there's a point
She's
when
becoming violent.
There's a point when we do these.
Bogarting the
I've
glass.
got to buy it off you.
There's a point when we do these cocktail shows when our engineer Al the engineer will text me at a certain point. He'll be listening to Mother Miriam and he'll say she's broken. It's like in the emergency room they're doing surgery and somebody dies on the table and they'll say, okay, call it. Well, Al calls it the moment that Mother Miriam is officially broken.
Oh, we need security in the room at this
Have
point.
we had that time yet?
I think we're very close to. Jonathan, you're in the liquor business. I mean, these.
Would you like to taste this?
I would. These drinks that Daniel's making. I mean, they're a very unique way of using both Patron and Bogart's gin. I mean, is this the kind of thing that you would be sharing with your customers and encouraging them to try drinks like this?
Well, what I want to do is I want the recipe because I'm seeing John Paul this afternoon and he'd love to try that tequila drink because we drink it in different ways. We always, whenever we go to a bar, particularly him, he actually asks for it prepared in a special way. So we would love that one. But the other one you got to try is we've just bringing in our Irish whiskey, which is now been voted one of the best whiskies in the world. Our Irish whiskey, you got to try that.
What's it called?
It's just called Irish. We managed to get it the brand Irish, so it's called Irish and it's Irish whiskey.
I love the name off the bat.
Yeah,
that speaks to me.
Jonathan Kendrick and Stephen Bogart and John Paul DeJoria came up with this both Bogarts and then John Paul with Patron. We love talking about cocktails at Martini in the Morning because for our listeners, it's about the lifestyle and this music and the cocktails.
Apparently you
traveling,
love.
dining.
Apparently you love drinking them here because I see a lot of empty glasses. That's a good thing.
And a lot of empty bottles around the
But
radio
I also
station.
don't see a lot of tips. So pony up, people. Pony up. This ain't free.
MartiniInTheMorning.com, and I know we played this. We played the Frank Sinatra version of this earlier, but I think the Queen of Soul is due. It's MartiniInTheMorning.com. Daniel Ponsky from Vitello's and the Tunnel Bar at Tipple and Brine. Where did Richie come up with that name, Tipple and Brine?
I literally have no idea.
We know Richie, the owner of Tipple and Brine. We used to do our Wednesday broadcast started at Lucy's in Toluca Lake, which was one of his restaurants, and we've migrated. But now Mother Miriam is going to go straight to hell.
Cheers to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Cheers to you. Cheers to me. Friends
have
forever.
A very
we shall
happy
be.
Thanksgiving.
We should part and go our way. Well,
happy.
then cheers to you. We'll have today.
We should do this more often. We've only.
If you start your show at noon, I'd love to.
Right.
I told you, man. I get up twice a year this early. The other one's for earthquakes.
I gotcha, Jonathan.
That's how much I love you, man.
Or if you have too much to drink the night before, you got to get some.
Hey, sometimes I just don't go to bed. Sometimes I just hang out here.
Jonathan Kendrick's one of the, along with Stephen Bogart and John Paul DeJoria, are the founders of this company. Mother Miriam,
Well, if you're not going to drink it, just give it to me.
give Jonathan the microphone. You guys have other businesses.
Yeah, we've just launched our mobile business, which is same service, same towers as AT&T and Verizon, but it's $49.99 a month. All you can eat talk, text, and data, but it's all you can eat music. We got 24 million tracks like iTunes and Spotify. It's all included.
We're available on mobile phones too.
Yeah, well, I'd like to talk to you about that as well, about taking your radio station to somewhere else.
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. When we're also looking for somehow it seems like a gin would be a great sponsor for Martini in the Morning.
Why did I know that was coming?
Well, I figured.
And let me guess, Daniel will be here as well with the quick one-liners. Fantastic.
All day and all night, keeping it tight, keeping it right.
He's great.
He's very good.
Jonathan, what's your background? What else have you done?
Oh, I've been in business with John Paul for 14 years now. Before that, I was in the mobile business, and before that, I was in motor racing.
Motor racing?
It's a long
You're
story.
a race car? A race driver?
No, I designed racing tyres for Yokohama Tyres.
Oh, wow.
Which is famous now, but when I had them, it was have a drama on a Yokohama. They weren't famous at all.
Have a drama on a Yokohama?
They weren't good tyres, but now they're one of the best.
So you've got all kinds of new liquors coming out. You said an Irish whiskey called Irish.
Yes.
You've got what's the beer?
It's called ABK. It's 700 years old, made in the same place for 700 years.
Mother Miriam said she was there the day that they rolled the first barrel out.
I can believe it.
You can?
Now I'm in real trouble now.
Why don't you tell them about the pink beer for ladies that you were telling me?
Yeah, so we've developed a beer called Rose, which is a pink beer for ladies, which we've just won the Gold Award in the American awards up in wherever it was in Chicago.
cheers to
Pleasure. So we'll send you all a case of that as well.
Case is good.
Yeah.
Just don't send it to Mother Miriam because she's easily overserved. Jonathan Kendrick, and again, thanks to Stephen Bogart and John Paul DeJoria, the founders of what's the actual name of the company, the liquor company?
Rock Stars. ROK Stars.
Really?
PLC. Yeah.
Perfect. Dean Martin on MartiniInTheMorning.com. This just seems very appropriate.
Drink to me only.